I'm going to explain to you how to get rid of these dotted lines and how you can get rid of this empty field. Also, we'll be scooting this gray thing over to keep it nice and centered. So let's get started. This is when you first open up that SWF file. This is your first composition. You get the whole timeline of all the layers together. So go ahead and drag this over the timeline and you'll see the flash begins just like it does in the website, or all the animations are the same. And this is the end of the timeline. Now we can do our editing. I've discovered that you can delete this tab right here, the one that was popping up in Dreamweaver without any text. We'll go ahead and get into that one and just go ahead and delete it. Okay, now let's preview that to make sure it is actually deleted. Okay, it's not there anymore. Okay, that's good. So that's one thing out of the way. And we got rid of this tab, this empty tab right here, which is a good thing. I'm going to go ahead and save this. And now we need to go into our sprite layers. So let's scroll down here. Okay, let me target the layer. I think it should be this one, yeah. Or no, well, it's okay, here's our dotted line layer. We don't want these dotted lines, so we can just go and delete that layer, preview it, and of course it deleted both layers. I'm not sure if that's how you want it, but I think it looks kind of nice if we could just possibly move this over a little bit. We don't need those dotted lines, unless if you want them, then I can go back in and edit that, but I think it looks okay without it. Now the next step is to move this gray box over and center it a little bit better. What I've come to find is actually could be counterintuitive to what I'm doing, because I think it's going to mess up the Facebook tab, but let's try it. Go ahead and try it anyways. Let me look at this layer. Okay, it's this layer, and I'm just going to make an estimated guess and move it over 3-4 clicks. And the problem I'm having with that is it just gives you one layer and it messes with both of them. Yeah, see, exactly. It threw this one off center, and if I moved it over just a few more tabs or spaces, it would have centered this nice and perfectly, or nice and perfect. But it throws this one off. So give me a second. Let me try to figure this out. Well, this one we moved to the left like 3 times. So I don't know. We'll just guess here. Okay, see how that looks. Okay, that's moved closer, but the gray area is off. But you know what? Actually, you know what I think would look cool though is if you actually deleted this gray layer and just had it, when you hovered over it, let it turn white. I think that is cooler. Sometimes you just gotta adjust your template. You kind of gotta adapt and make modifications. You know, it may not be like the original template. You might have to change it to fit your terms a little better. And I think if we actually delete this, it could possibly give it some uniqueness to it. So let's see what this looks like. See, that actually looks good right there, I think, without the gray thing behind it. Okay, so I say I'm just going to leave it like this, but I'm going to try to figure out how to move the gray over, just in case if you do want to keep that gray. I'm going to go ahead and save it like this, though. I'm probably going to pause the video, try to figure out how to move the gray over just so you'll have it for you. Okay, so let me go ahead and pause this. Okay, to be honest with you, it's kind of confusing, because when you move this one specific layer, it moves all the other layers. Well, it moves the background for Facebook and for the main page tab. So I mean, honestly, this kind of looks cool. It doesn't necessarily need to be centered. I think, like, when it just pops to the left of it, pops to the right of it, looks kind of cool. But I think ultimately it looks good without the gray, and it just keeps things a little more simple. That's what we want. If it looks good and it saves us a lot of time and hassle, then that's definitely a good trade-off. So I like it like this. Let me know if you do want the gray background, and I'll figure it out for you. It shouldn't be hard. It'll be a little time consuming. So it looks good how it is right there. And I say we move on. We've deleted the dotted lines. We've made them closer together, made them look a lot better. So let's move on to the next request.